Hey besties, welcome to the Weekly Chronicle, where we chronicle our journey through the books we've read, the shows we've watched, and the worlds we've spiraled into. I'm Tabatha.
And I'm Sharilyn. Grab a beverage and let's get booking with the besties.
Cheers!
Yeah, I just wanted to shout out my chai latte that looks like discolored milk, but does in fact have chai tea in it and is very tasty.
And
it tastes like fall.
You got your pinky out all fancy.
I have I don't know why I ever, this years.
We were trained to do that. We were by media. I do it too.
Interesting. I just remember the Lizzie McGuire episode when I was a kid.
Was it Lizzie McGuire?
There was I think it was Lizzie McGuire, where they like had a whole etiquette thing and it was a thing, and then like we did it jokingly and then it stuck.
Yep.
That was the original like doing something ironically.
Yep.
Yeah. And then here we are.
Becomes a thing.
So all right. So what'd you read this week?
So books that are finished.
Bridges and besties. I've been conditioned.
Yes. Oh, every time I have a drink in my hand and Scott has a drink in his hand.
Cheers, besties.
Cheers. Yep.
Yeah. I have almost done that at work sometimes. I'm like, Anyway.
Yeah. Books. So I have 3 books that I've finished this week. First of all, finally finished Interview with the Vampire, and it was excellent.
Nice.
Love the storytelling in here. Love the discussions that we have in a lot of vampire books where it's like the decay over time and how that hurts and how it's like almost better to be just like a human and just have like a normal human life expectancy. I love.
Fancy that.
Yes. I love when that's covered. And then there's also just such beautiful descriptions of like time passing and how much like buildings and stuff can last over time. And then the vampire would like look at it and he would just picture back in the old days.
When it was fresh.
Yes. And it's just it's such a good discussion every time we have it. I love having a villainous vampire too. And these people they're not good, okay? So they're not something to be like idolized or anything like that. They are genuinely awful in a lot of ways. And so there are definitely things that I could see people not loving, and I've heard people say some things that they don't love about it, and I can absolutely see that, but they're also, you're not supposed to necessarily.
Yeah, there's like a purpose for it.
Yeah, so that's been really interesting. And then just the grief and the loss that you can feel in the pages is also heavy, but really enjoyable in this book. So loved this one.
Nice.
Then 2 more that I finished. Ooh.
Which one?
Which do I cover next? Okay. This is tough because technically I like one of them. This is tough. Okay, let's go into the finished series. So I finished Assassin's Quest. Or I finished the Farseer series, the Farseer trilogy. I finished the Farseer trilogy, and this was still a very, very good book, mind you. This is still like a 4.5, whatever. But it's just like not quite what I felt with Royal Assassin. And I think a lot of that has to do with pacing and the relationships. The section where our character is alone, where the first 2 books had him so much connecting with people, those were the hardest for me to get through. They were very slow and less enjoyable because part of what I like about this character is how he thinks of other people and how his empathy is there. Something I love so much about this trilogy though is leadership. We see bad leadership and we see good leadership. We see someone who...
Yes, we do.
Coming back. We see multiple examples of good leadership and how it might not look the same for each person. But one concept that I love in here is the concept of the sacrifice. And so... there's like culture in here that believes that the leader is the sacrifice. They are time.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's such a good one. Oh, keep going.
Their time, everything about them is a sacrifice to the people. And I love that. I love that so much. My favorite manager that I ever had was a principal, and she was the sacrifice. She gave her time to all of us. Her door was always open. We could always pop in. We could always talk to her about anything. And she also was a barrier between us and parents, between us and the district.
Yeah.
So she was a sacrifice in that sense. She's the best manager I've ever had. And I have never had a manager like that since. But I can see those qualities in here. So, like, if you're wanting to be a good leader, don't read another leadership book. Read the Farseer trilogy and see what a good leader does.
Yeah, that's something that, like, a professional development program I was part of in college focused, like, first and foremost on servant leadership.
Yes.
And at the time, like, I was just like, yeah, cool. But, like, actually seeing it played out or seeing a lack of it, I'm like, oh, they weren't kidding. Like, that is so important. Like, being that sacrifice, serving as a leader, like, it makes such a difference in any organization, like top down, like that's where it starts. And so for a leader to be that way.
Yep.
Oh.
And you can see that as a prime example in here. This so has, good. And it has some of the best relationships you're going to see. And I've been seeing a lot of discussions around whether you are a emotional reader or an intellectual reader. And I think this would satisfy both. So if you are someone who is wanting a book that you can pick apart and you can look at all the different layers, you're going to get that here. If you're somebody who wants to feel things, you want a stab, you want all of that, you're also going to find that here.
Yes.
So I think this is like such a perfect trilogy in that sense. Like you're going to have those elements in these.
Yeah, no, literally, like, that trilogy is so good. Like, we know that the realm of the Elderlings continues to improve, but, like, if that was all there was, I wouldn't be mad. Like, I would be, like, yes. It's such a well-rounded trilogy. It's so well put together, and, like, and the way it ends.
Yes.
It really is perfect.
It is a very quick ending.
Yeah.
For how much it's, like, so drawn out before that. It's a very quick ending. I'm okay with it.
I was surprised. Yeah. I was surprised.
Yeah. And there was, like, a lot of lore that you get at the end as well.
Yeah. It was kind of, like, pack it in real quick. After, it was a weird pace. Okay. It was a weird paced book in that, like, there was a lot. It was very slow, and then it was, like, very fast.
Yes.
And a whole lot. Like, I can see that being people's beef.
That's exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So this is still like, I still enjoyed my time. Do not get me wrong. I still enjoyed my time with this. And I think that this is going to be so unbelievably rereadable. And it also has a ferret. Okay.
There is a ferret.
There's a ferret!
It's such a perfect ferret. It's such a ferrety ferret. That's a great little guy.
The animal companions in this series so far.
Yes.
Are great. Fantastic.
Yes. Now, I think part of why this one was my favorite is because something we started talking about more recently is how much I love world building. Yeah. And in this one, it's like we finally got out of the house. Yeah. And I just loved getting to like finish building out the world. Not finish, but like there was so much of being out of like where we had been for the past two books. Yeah. And I mean, we got a lot in those books, but like the journey, this was more journey over destination, this book. And that even though the destination was like, but yeah, there was so much of that I was just like, it was great. Still definitely a great book. Still really, really enjoyed this. I will say it's the weakest for me of the three, but it's still a great book and it's still a great ending. And then the last book I finished was actually a manga, and that was volume 2 of 20th Century Boys. It is criminal that this is not an anime. There's a movie that has like shitty reviews on it. Is it live action? I don't remember. Okay. I looked it up and I was like, oh, everyone hates this. Cool. And it makes sense because there's enough plot. Like, manga is like made to be an anime, and this one like especially. It's so good. It has such rich characters, and this one we have such an anime type character that gets introduced, and he's so cool, but he's also got layers. He's very cool and he's got depth, and we get more progression into the story where it's the same kind of scheme as Stephen King. If you didn't watch last week's episode, it's the same schema as Stephen King where something happened when they were kids and they're coming back together as adults. We get way less of the kid stuff in this one. We're very much focused on the adults. I think we're branching away from that, in fact. And we're just kind of... So I'm trying to think of how to word things without spoilers. Yeah.
we're definitely branching away from that. And we're focused on the journey of where they're going as adults. And it's hard to talk about this one without spoilers, because I want all of you to go in as blind as possible. But wow, this is an absolute phenomenal series, and it is criminally underread, criminally underrated, and criminally doesn't have an anime.
Can I see it? When's it? How recent is it?
It's from like 2007. It's finished. So a lot of the people were saying like usually anime is a advertisement for the manga.
This is true.
So, but because it's finished and stuff, there's probably not ever going to be one, which is very unfortunate because it would just be such a good anime. And I haven't watched as much as you, but I've watched enough to like know some of the voices, especially like in dubbed. And I have voices assigned for each of these characters. So I'm just like reading it with their voices.
Nice.
And it's so cool. It's so much fun. I love it so much. And I obviously already have the next two. I'm just going to keep having the next two. Okay. So like as I finish one, I'm ordering the next one. So like you can borrow them for free. You have a library right here.
Yep. I do have book one, just waiting for me to read it.
You do.
I was actually hoping to start book one this week, and I didn't. But life, but we'll get there.
Yep. You've got other physical reads too, so it'll be good when you get to it. And when you need a good palate cleanser, they're excellent, excellent palate cleansers. I've also been using them like when I have like 15 minutes and like not enough time for anything.
Yeah.
I've been picking it up, and it's so good every single time. Yes. Yay. Okay. What have you finished?
I finished one book. So the book I finished this week was The Lions of Alverson by Guy Gabriel Kay. And it was absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. I'm struggling to put words together, so bear with me. I listened to the audiobook and experienced it it was so incredibly immersive. It was so well told that I probably shouldn't have listened to it while I was driving, because I was just like transported to another world and was like, hold on, I can't die right now. But it's decadent. Like I can't,
like the prose, the descriptions.
Yes. All of that, or just the narrator's voice. I'm not really sure. Something like I genuinely I turned the audiobook on and I was just instantly whisked away. Whisked away. It was just so beautiful, so vivid in my mind, this whole world. I'm like, take me back. I don't want to leave. I'm
so like good world building then?
Probably, yes. Because like that's the thing that sticks the most in my mind. I'm trying to remember, what was this about? And I'm just like picturing the desert sands and like this cityscape and like just like where the cities and like where they were and everything. But this, oh my gosh, it's such a good story where we have a few different people whose paths miraculously cross, and we get this beautiful story. We get introduced to each of them, and then their paths cross, and then we're journeying with them in a very, very unique circumstances. And the way their paths ultimately diverge is just, the whole story is immaculate. But who these people are and their relationships with each other are just so beautiful. And there's this like camaraderie. It's got like military aspects. We're in a world that used to be an empire that's been broken up into city-states, and now there are people like fighting for power. And so in Alverson, there is a lot of tension, like politically, but then individual people's, like the people especially that we get to follow, just go so beautifully together, even if they're not necessarily like of the same mission or the same mind. They're like, they come together in certain ways, and they're just, it's like a dance. It's so artful in my head. Like, it's just beautiful, gorgeous. That's how it looks in my head. And I would absolutely read it again. Like, I finished it and I was like, no, take me back. We're starting over. We're not done.
Okay. Okay, someone's been saying they're gonna reread things lately.
Yeah, but maybe I just hadn't read good enough books for it to like understand. But no, this one, oh my gosh, in the ending, one of my friends who has read the book, after I finished this book, was like, because they know I was reading it, texted me and it was like, how's it going? And I was like bawling my eyes out, and I would just send a voice note of me like crying. And they're like, cool, that's my ringtone now. And I was like, no, it's not. But oh my god.
Based on you saying that, I have a feeling I know who it is.
Yes, you do. So yeah, I was just like, I need more. I need to do it again. Like it's perfect. It does, like, I don't need more. I just need it again because it's so beautiful. And there were so many different relationships in there that I was like, this is perfect. This is everything. There's one particular like husband and wife relationship that like the way they're dynamic, the way they interact, I was like, this is me and Jose. Like it just, I loved just the way every character like had a purpose and was a whole person, even if they were just there for a chapter and then gone, or like, oh man,
everyone has their own ends.
Yes, everyone has their own ends. Everyone has like their own story. I really am not feeling like any loose ends, or I don't have any questions. I'm not like, what if? It's such a complete, beautiful, well done story that I can't shut up about it, but I also can't put words together. And this is yours. You need to read that.
You told me it was my homework last week.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't do anything with it.
Oh man. But yeah, so clearly 5 stars. Don't even.
Yes.
Give it back. I want to hold it. Okay. It's so pretty. I need to get my own. It's just so good.
I'm surprised you haven't already.
Me too, actually.
You mentioned it last week.
I did.
Copy.
I'm just gonna take a moment. Oh man, I need you to read this so you can feel. I need to know if this is a me thing or if this is like a universe. I mean, it is a top.
It's like
a very high.
It's number. Highly regarded as a standalone, and it's like most people say that it's like a good entry point to his work as well, from what I've seen.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm like, I just want to read all of his books now.
Yeah.
So
well, I've got 2 more over there.
Yes. Are they over here? Over there.
They're over there. They're behind us.
Yeah.
Like directly behind us and down.
I have. Oh, there they are. Yes. Yeah. I know A Song of Arbonne. A Song of or for Arbonne and Tigana. The next 2.
Yeah.
For like the top 3 of his, and then go from there. But yeah. So anyway, that was a whole lot to say on one book. So otherwise, I've been reading The Will of the Many, and I'm actually about halfway through. It's also going very well. I am gonna end up talking a whole lot again because I'm seeing so many similarities to Red Rising.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite series. And it's so fascinating because they both have that like Greco-Roman inspiration, but then it's these 2 different minds who just took it in completely different directions, but like they have those similar characteristics. So there have been multiple instances where it's like they had the same idea and then went different directions. And I'm like, oh, this is like, if this happened a different way and then he did it this way, and like, oh, it's so cool to see that like play out and actually have like multiple, like it's a interesting situation where it's like these are 2 separate stories that came from the same inspiration. Like they have a shared like foundation, but then they went in their own directions. And so to see parallels and differences is uncanny. But it's going really well. The pacing, the amount of stuff happening in this book is like this one over Red Rising book 1 for me.
Yeah.
Like this one is doing a lot better. Red Rising book 1, I was like, why am I reading this series?
Yep.
And it was books 2 and 3 that brought me back.
I was like, keep going, please.
But I was like, why are we here? But this one, like, I'm hooked from the get-go. So and
it only gets better from here.
Yay. But oh my gosh, something just happened. I'm halfway through. There's a number of things. There is a friendship that is developing that makes me so happy.
Yes.
It's my favorite thing. I love it. As it started, I was like, oh. And then it's so good. It makes me so happy. I love it so much. And like my little
And you've had like the Coliseum moment too, I think, right?
Yes.
Oh,
guys. Oh man. Yeah, that happened. Just the labyrinth in general as a concept is so cool.
I think it's so cool.
Homie has such good ideas.
Yeah.
But oh man, yeah, there's so many. Oh, and the ruins. Oh, I'm only halfway through and like I'm realizing now just how much has happened. Yeah,
and the sappers.
Those are so freaky. No, oh my gosh, no, guys, like no, but this title, The Will of the Many, he so clever. there are so many implications for that phrase.
Yes.
And so many things. The Colosseum, the speech that happened.
Yes.
That moment, I talked to Jose afterward because it was like, he was talking about a book he was reading, I was talking about this, and like we were both experiencing this situation of there's something happening here, and I see where they're coming from. Yeah. I don't agree with it. Yeah. I don't know what I would do in that situation, but I see where they're coming from. Like, I get it though. Yeah. And that like moral dilemma of just like, I love that. Yes. I love having that. And so he's going through that in one of his books because he's reading 2 books at a time. I'm so proud. So yeah, just having, I love those kinds of moments. So yeah, already halfway through, and clearly it's a banger. So
it's an absolute banger.
Oh man.
And you just
yes. And there was wow. And that's only halfway. Yeah. Yeah.
So you're gonna finish this next week, right?
I'm probably gonna finish it in the next couple. I'm probably gonna finish it by the time this video is up. So
yeah, that's true.
That happened with Lion's Lust.
Yeah.
It went up, and then someone commented, and I was like, I just finished it. Like, just happened. But yeah. So anyway, it'd be like that sometimes. But yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna finish this so fast.
You better text me.
I will.
Don't wait for the video. Just text me. Okay.
Wait, normally we like to kind of like wait until we hang out.
Okay, but you have to.
But this time, that's how big of a deal this is, guys. Ooh.
They know. If they've read it, they know.
That's true. I know that the ending is something. I don't know what.
You do know that.
But it's something. Okay, so anyway, that's beautiful.
Excellent.
And then another book we've been reading this week that someone has some splaining to do on is Mercy, Tears of Fallen. By our very own, I don't know why I said it that way, Chance Dillon. Buddy. Anyway, well, buddy old pal, why did you get so far? She left me in the dust.
I really did.
I was steady. I was really steady on. I'm halfway through. I was taking my time for once in my life. Yep. Like a chapter, and then go do a chapter, and then like take on. And this.
You see, I meant to do that. I meant to do that, but eventually, eventually I just got sucked in, and I kept going. Like every time I picked up my Kindle, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna read one chapter. Okay, well, I'm just gonna read the next chapter. Okay, well, I'm just gonna like read the next chapter as well, and then all right, yeah, let's just wait till this POV comes back around, because I want to see where we're going with this one. And then like that kept happening, and now I am 80% of the way through. I was gonna finish today, but then ended up not able to read. So I'm gonna like probably finish this tonight. There just came up to be
tonight. That's funny.
Oh yeah, we're filming for like
as if we do anything after this.
That's true. Sometimes I do stay up late and read after this though. So
bitch, I get home at like 2 a.m. What do you mean?
Sometimes I still read. I need my daily reading. It's a drug. You can't take it away from me.
Homie, are you okay?
No! We've established this!
Fair point. Yeah, that's on me. Shouldn't have asked.
Yeah, but we've gotten some some cool new characters. You've seen them. I think you've seen him at this point. You've definitely seen him at this point. Yes, you have. He's a little guy. And you love
I love him! No, as soon as that one came up, I was like, oh, this one's my favorite. This one's also definitely Tabatha's favorite. Yeah. And then you said something, and I was like, yep. It's her favorite.
Yep. Oh, 100%. He's just a little guy. And
there was, yeah. Chance is such a kind author to his readers, because I'm thinking about something that happens like right alongside that.
But it's cool.
I mean, it's cool, but I'm also mad at him for it.
Okay, but it's cool. It's rule of cool.
I'm just also allowed to be mad at him.
For making something cool.
Stop it! Let me be mad.
But no, it's really good so far. When they tell you it does not hold your hand, I need you to believe them, okay?
They being us, because we're telling you that.
Yes. When they, including us and the rest of the internet, tells you that this does not hold your hand, it does not hold your hand. I've never read a book that like spits on your hand and tells your hand to fly the fuck off. I've never read a book where it's fish out of water, but I'm the fucking fish. But yes, I am a fish. But since we haven't like explained much, there's not a whole lot that you can explain. It does.
That's the problem.
It does, I would say, somewhere around like the 25 to 30% mark, things start clicking.
Yes.
And you do start understanding things. Don't expect to know anything until then. In fact, I dropped my whole expectation of picking up everything because, like you said, we're gonna reread it anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
just go
chilling.
Go with the ride. Just go for the ride, and then the stuff will start falling into place.
Yep.
Yeah.
And some stuff won't. And, you know, just deal with it.
Yeah, because Chance hates us.
And it's not the only book. Like, it's the first book in a series, so I don't expect everything to fall into place.
Oh, no.
My favorite part is definitely the magic so far. I think the magic is super, super legit. There's lots of... It's very heavy at the same time. I will point that out as well.
Yeah.
There is like a weight on your chest basically the whole time you're reading this, because every character is just dripping with grief. So don't expect to know anything. Don't expect to be able to breathe, and expect lots of grief. Does that sell you on this book?
Lots of past trauma, lots of trauma happening in front of us. There's more to come.
Yep. But it's at the point, it became somewhere around also the probably 30% mark is also around where it became hard for me to put it down.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, pretty much once stuff started like clicking and I could recall who characters were when we got back to their storylines, and I like knew, oh, this is like when stuff started actually sticking in my head, I was like, okay, I want to keep going. I'm not kidding when I say that like the universe doesn't let me read more than a chapter at a time. I don't understand. Like because I'll read a chapter and I'll want to keep going, and then something will happen and I'll have to put the book down. So I'm a little upset that Bestie left me in the dust.
Well, Bestie's gonna finish the book next week, so good luck. Good luck, bitch.
You're so mean to me. And see what I have to put up with?
The last book I've made progress in is book 3 of the Long Price Quartet, something about winter. Betrayal in Winter? Nope, that's book 2. Autumn War.
Autumn War?
Autumn War. Right. Listen, having the omnibus editions is cool, but it makes you forget the title sometimes.
This is fair.
I'm not very far at all. I'm 4 chapters in, which is 66 pages in. So it's like not that much, but also like I don't know how it's 66 pages. Anyways, we're getting established. I don't really have much of an update for this one. I'm going to try to finish probably book 3 by next week. I don't know if I'll be able to do book 4 or if I care to finish it in a rush.
Yeah, because these really, the way that the series is laid out, where there's gaps of time in between each book, you really can put one down and come back to it later. I rushed through the first 3 because they were just beautiful, and she was gonna rush through them with me and then didn't. It'd be like that sometimes, but yeah, they can totally be taken in time.
Bite size.
Yeah.
Because 15 years apart for each one, which is so cool. And it's so cool to like come back and they age the characters so well to where you believe it. You feel that time has passed. Like I'm not that far into it and I feel the time. And we're also seeing a different perspective in this one. We still have our main perspective, but we're also seeing a different side of things, if you know what I mean. And it's really cool to be in that space where one thing that I love when books do is where you're locked into a perspective and then you see everything from their point of view, but then you switch and things aren't always what they seem to be. So something like The Lesser Devil, which was book 1.5 in Sun Eater, did that so well. And this is doing that as well, where you're seeing a different perspective with different thoughts and you can see like, oh, I see your side as well. And I think that's super neat so far.
Nice.
Sweet. Well, that's everything we've read / are currently reading. What about media? Other forms of media? I have nothing. Just gonna go ahead and go first.
Yeah, we watched a little more of Lock and Key. We're on season 3, but yeah, not a whole lot. Cool. So that's cool. So moving
Shortest media section ever.
I'm on season 3. I can't really tell you much at all. But yeah.
I watched nothing. I played nothing.
Nice.
I booked.
We like to book.
We do like to book.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a new section here.
We do. We have a little bonus section this week and potentially in future weeks, just depending on how life goes. But as readers who are also writers, don't get too excited. It's not that big of a section. But we have projects going, and so we wanted a space to just be able to talk if we have something we want to talk about. So we each have some things to talk about. Great, love that for us. So first, what I've been working on this week. If you missed our announcement last week, we are now part of the Book Street Boys community and Discord. We'll link that below so you can check it out. It's a whole community of readers and writers and book lovers, and something that is being whipped up and implemented, and we'll see what happens, is offering more toward those of us who want to be writing. And so something we tried out this week was, here's a writing prompt, write. And just to like get those muscles flowing if you're not really in the midst of anything, if you just kind of want to be practicing writing, do that exercise as it were. So I worked on that this week, and I'm not like sharing what I did, but it's more so the thought process that I got to go through as I worked through this, because so much of writing is, it's a very mental, exercise and practice. And something that we just in general have talked about before is how frequently your first idea is not the best. I mean, sure, everyone knows that, but like you'll have your first idea and you'll like get hooked and think it's good, and then you'll want to like rework it a few times, and then you'll get to something that's like, oh, that's the idea. And so I saw myself going through that this week, and I was like, oh, I need to tell her because I did that. Like initially it was like we got the prompt and I was thinking on it, and my mind immediately went one way, and I was like, that's cool. I'll start there. And then so as I was writing, my mind was like, oh, well, what if we do this? What if we do this? And so it just felt really good to be exercising those muscles in my brain. So it's just like a short story amount of writing. But then I kind of like finished out the idea and like was continuing to work through it. And something this is gonna sound silly, but I was so proud of myself because I kept asking myself why. It's like, I can come up with like fun, cool ideas, but I'm like, but why is that happening? If it doesn't have that deeper meaning to it, then like it's cool, but also you can leave the reader like with questions.
What's the point? Why am I reading this?
Why are we doing this? Yes. And I've noticed myself ask that when reading various things. So I'm like, I was like, this is a cool idea, but why, how do we make this work? Like you know what you want to do overall, and you have these things that you're starting to like help you get there, but then some of these don't actually make sense. So either make it make sense or be willing to kill it. Yeah. And so it was just such a good mental exercise going through that. And so I have like the initial draft written now essentially, but there are some things that I'm like, as I just continued writing. And another thing, this was kind of the bird by bird thing you brought up a few weeks ago, was that rather than trying to take it the whole chunk, the whole thing. Yeah. And like, I'm very much like, I'll go back and like edit as I write and like want to go and fix. But this time I didn't really do that. I just like kind of let it flow. And like, the vomit draft. Like as I changed my idea throughout, I was like, okay, this will need to be different to make this make sense, but I'll get back to it. So rather than like stopping my flow here to fix something up here to make this make sense, and then who knows where it left off, I gave myself permission to like not do that and just keep vomiting out the ideas. And then I even it got to a point where like the idea was coming so fast that I just like very rough, like almost bullet points practically, was like writing stuff out, and I was like, I can fill in details later. Like don't get caught up in the weeds and the details and like painting this when you just need that outline first. And so for me, those were all like kind of new skills to be working out. Yeah. And so it felt really good to do that. And I was like, these are things we've talked about for months, and I actually got to see them like play out. And if you write, you might know that like writing can be such an out of body experience sometimes. So like, even though I was the one physically doing this, it also felt like I was watching myself do it. And so I'm in the background just like seeing this happen. And I was like, oh my gosh, it works. Like I can do that. That's so cool. So it's a weird.
And you also just have, like, you talk about books a lot and you're like, where did they come up with this idea? Whatever. Like you have, cause like I've read your prologue in your main project, and the ideas that you have are just so wild. So, I mean, I'm excited to see where you go from here.
Thanks.
Speaking of main projects, I didn't do the writing prompt, but I did work on my main project a bit. Yes. I got working on the outline, because I finally figured out the glue. Like, you talk about the why of the story.
Yes.
I finally figured out the glue of it, because there were pieces that I had. I know that I want, and by the way, for this project, who knows if it's ever going to see the light of day. So, like, this isn't like a, hey, coming soon to a book. Who knows? If I love it, then sure. Like, if I'm, like, really, really proud of it, then yes. But if it's something that I'm just using to grow as a reader and as a writer, then I'm okay with that too. Anyway, the pieces that I knew that I've had entirely it's a vampire-ish story. There are no, like, blood drinking vampires. It's in the sense that vampires, in a lot of sense, take, and they take and they take. So it's more of, like, a draw on that. So they're not actually vampires. So if this ever sees the light of day, no one would read this and go, this is a vampire story. It is just my translation of vampires. Anyways.
That's cool though.
Yeah. So I knew that piece, and I know that it's also, like, tied to a certain object. I know that there's, like, an object-based thing that I'm not going to get into, just in case. And then I also know that, like, for some reason, I can't let go of mines and, like, the wintry depths of a mine.
The children yearn for the mines.
And so, like, those elements I knew my main character. I've known his name. I've actually toyed between, like, two characters that are in my story and whether or not who's the main character. I actually don't even know if the other character exists or not, but I have had who my main character is, roughly, and, like, his background. And then I just needed the why behind it. I knew it was going to be institutional. I love institutional stories where it's a person coming into an established environment. They see people who are being weird as shit, and then they have to make a decision. They decide whether they're going to go with the flow or they're going to break out of it. I knew that that's also where I was going.
Okay.
But I didn't have the glue, and now I have the glue. And it's because of Crime and Punishment.
Yes.
Because of Crime and Punishment, I finally have the, like, philosophy, and it really doesn't have much to do with Crime and Punishment. This is also another thing where it's like, you wouldn't know unless you're following my brain waves.
Yes.
But there's a philosophy that I've been so intrigued by that I realized now is going to be the core of the story. So now I'm going in and doing the outline, and I have quite a bit done with that. I've got my character. I know where he's going. I know everything that's going to happen with him. I've had the ending scene. I know what that is for, like, ever. And so it's really cool to be able to get that, finally have that glue, because I couldn't put, like, I've sat at my keyboard and I've been, like, ready to write, but I didn't have the why. And, like, I toyed between, like, more discovery writing to try and figure that out. Oh, yeah. But, like, I could never get the words to come out, but now I have the why. And so that's very, very helpful.
I love that essentially, like, your inspiration spiraled out of Crime and Punishment, and that's just a testament to, like, we can be inspired from anything, anywhere. And just because of the way all of our minds work, we can go a million different directions.
Yes.
Like, back to what I was talking about with Red Rising, Will of the Many. Like, you might have that same prompt, but then just because of who we are and everything that we've experienced and everything that's gone into our heads and everything about our perspectives, like, we can be given the same building blocks and build completely different pieces of art. And I love to see that just across media, because this is, like, random tangent-ish, but it's related. But, like, Architectural Digest, it's an interior design publication, but something they frequently do is essentially give, like, 3 different designers an empty room.
Yeah.
And there might be a bit of a prompt, and they just say, decorate it. Like, design, what would you do here? And because there are 3 different people with 3 vastly different personalities and art styles, they come up with 3 vastly different rooms, even from the same building block, the same structure or skeleton. So it's just really cool to get to see that in all sorts of facets of life and people. So
it kind of goes with what we were saying with Chuck Wendig whenever we were saying that, where it's like, bring your passion, bring the things that you're excited about. And as she just mentioned Architecture Digest, that's because she's a furniture nerd. And so I expect whatever she may include to have weird ass furniture stuff.
Oh, I would hope so. Dude, okay, so there's a different project that we always have lots of things going. But a project we've talked about before that spiraled out of that.
Yeah.
I've had more ideas for it, and I came up, like, you have those, like, elements to a story that you love, like, wherever they happen to come up, like, example, vampires. Like, you have those things that you love regardless, pretty much, and, like, you're always happy to see them when they pop up. So I was continuing to, like, think through and develop this idea, and I was like, what are some other things that I love? And it was almost like a subconscious thought of, like, what's something that I would want to see here, or what's something that I would get excited about, what would something that would make sense in this setting, and, like, so something else came into my mind, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. So
I love it. I don't even know what it is, but I'm so excited.
I'll tell you, it's an artifact.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yes.
You've been loving artifacts.
I love artifacts. So yeah, I came up with that, like, incorporating that element into this.
Wait, I love that.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I love that. With what I know about the story so far, I love that.
Yes, and something else I'm doing with that project is a bit of a mixed media, which I love. Like, if there's newspaper articles, journal entries, letters, like, I love when there's that mix of stuff in a story. And so I'm doing a bit of that here. And it's just so much fun. Like, I don't care if this sees the light of day.
Yeah.
It's probably something I'll share with, like, people who I think would, like, have fun with it. Eventually, maybe. But it's not, like, it is really, like, first and foremost,
writing it
like,
for
us.
you.
Yeah. Like, to get to just have fun and, like, and flex those creative muscles and work those parts of the brain. Because, I mean, I used to do creative writing all the time, like, in school. And that's something I just out the window. So to be able to, like, bring that back and kind of like find that joy again.
That's one of the things that is talked about also in Bird by Bird that I don't think I mentioned, was that she was talking about how, like, she does creative writing classes, and so many of the people who would come in were like, okay, whatever you have to say, how do I get a publisher? And she was like, why do you want to write though? I want to publish a book. And it was like, she was like, okay, but the writing part, that should be something that you want to do for you. And, like, there's so few people who can make, like, writing a living and everything. So you should be writing first and foremost to write and, like, to get better at the craft, to grow in that sense. And so I loved those conversations too. Because we're writing for ourselves. And if it sees the light of day, cool. If it doesn't, oh well.
Yeah, like, there's another project I was working on a couple years ago. It's dead. I'm probably not going to touch it again. But the time I spent with it and what I did get to do with it and everything, like, it was what I needed it to be when I was working on it.
Yeah, I think my Siren project that you're aware of, that one's probably dead too.
Yeah.
I have a character in that I really want. Like, I want this character plucked out and into a different story, but the rest of the story is not strong enough. And so I want this character. The character is so cool. But she's kind of just dangling, and she's just put in my pocket for now until she has a place. Yeah. So I get that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a fun thing about writing and just doing it for yourself is I mean, you get to work through anything you need to work through. You get to come up with ideas that, like,
may work, may don't work.
Yeah,
may don't work.
May don't work. And then, but you still get you still learn something from it, or you still get something out of it because you did it for you.
Yeah.
I
like this section.
Yeah, we should do this more often.
Yeah. And it'll be a good motivator to, like, keep clickety-clackety.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the only reason I got any writing done this week is because in our Discord, like, there were people, like, working on this prompt and talking about it, and I was like, not that anyone is, like, holding you accountable, but it's like, you have the opportunity to do this. Yeah, and, like, if you want, like,
feedback,
yes,
you can get it.
Yeah, so it's like, there wasn't any, like, deadline, due date, whatever, but there was, like, the opportunity to do that, and I'm like, well, I do, like, just have
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so
if you want to join us, get your writing on. There's also so many other things. Like, if you're not into writing prompts, that's totally fair. If you are wanting just, like, other critiques, I've seen people drop asks for critiques.
Yeah, to just be like, hey, this is something I'm working on. Can someone give me some feedback? It's a really, really chill community to be a part of and to get involved in.
Reading, writing, all things.
Reading,
there's even
writing,
a sports channel if you like sports. For
some confused.
I went in there and I was like, I don't know why I went in there. I'm not a sports person, but I went in the sports one. I was like, what? We have a sports And yeah, it's not really used that much, but there is sports. If you want to talk about sports, I'm sure that there are people in there willing to talk to you about sports.
And Taylor Swift.
And your Taylor Swift.
Love my Swifties. All right, is that everything?
That is everything.
Wow, we yapped.
We surely did.
But that's normal.
Yeah, nothing new here.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know what you guys have been up to this week. If you are not feeling chatty, leave us a pencil for writing our new segment. And I think it's going to be more than just a bonus section. I think it's going to be regular
writing segment.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, besties. Well, our scrolls are sealed for now, but the tale continues next week. Until then, read bravely, binge boldly, and don't forget your brew. Cheers.
Cheers.